I don't know why people are hating on Karl Malone, man. He was a Hall of Fame great and a country boy, man. You gotta understand, this brother is from the deep country, man. Um, he's not from the city, bro. This isn't like, you get what I'm saying, a brother that is from modern times in the city. The man was playing college ball in the 80s. It just simply was a different time. For you kids that don't understand, my great grandfather was messing with a 12-year-old woman. Got her pregnant. That brought about my mother, right? Which brought about my mom dealing with my father and me coming here. So, what you guys are doing effectively, you're going back using modern law in an old time southern states. These are old time southern states that didn't have any modern appliances or any education. Like my aunties, matter of fact, they said they never got any black education. They didn't know about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They weren't getting taught that stuff. Like, they weren't getting taught about themselves. People were just different back then. It was just a different time. Like, so when we go back and we start analyzing these people and putting these heavy burdens on folks, bro, you can't judge them off of what you've been through and what you learned. It's a different time we in now. Women or men have certain rights that they weren't that they didn't have back then. I mean, you go back in the day, so-called black folks were working in the daggone fields and couldn't get certain jobs, and you had Jim Crow and segregation. Okay, so a lot of people judging this man. You don't know him. You didn't grow up what he had to go through. So you need to shut up and be quiet. How about that? Shut up and be quiet until you go back in the day. Deal with the racism that he dealt with. Deal with living in the deep south, not having nothing, right? Poor education. And then you can make a fair judgment. But right now, in what you living in, you can't make a fair judgment. So this is a response to D Green and all these people hating on Karl Malone, man. I don't hate on this man because I know why that type of thing was happening at that time. I understand why. And I see it in my own family. Like, my people from the deep south, and we moved up north because of the racism that was happening down south. It was so bad, pops couldn't get, grandpops couldn't get a job. Right? But my great grandpops, he stayed in the south. So he was the one that married the 12-year-old when he was 21. So you're telling me if you guys go back in history, you're going to stop a lot of those marriages from happening and these people from laying with these younger people at that time, which is illegal now? Bro, if you stop that, you won't be here today. This is how, empty-minded and how idiotic of the premise that these people come up with. They think that they can go back and rewrite history. You can't rewrite history. You can't stop what already happened. All right? You can't stop it. It happened. It happened for that time, and there was a reason for it happening. Right? They didn't have the knowledge that they had today. So you can't judge him off of that time. It's a different time. And it's not only because he was a superstar athlete that he got away with what he did back in the day. There was a lot of people sleeping with younger kids back in the day, bro. A lot of them. All right? And matter of fact, in my high school, in the 2000s, there was a lot of girls bragging about messing with these older boys. And looking us in our face like we were nothing. Oh, he got a car. He got this, he got that. So a lot of these girls were out there doing that type of thing and using their sexual liberty and to do what they were doing. Not saying it was right, not judging anybody, but it was happening. And it happened a lot. So, I mean, a lot of people need to look in the mirror because you fall short of certain things too. You can't judge anybody. You know what I mean? Now, if you're going to judge off the Holy Bible, okay. All right, that's something you can judge off for. But then we all crucified in the scriptures. You know, we all got to repent. But I mean, I just felt a certain type of way about this because they crucifying this brother for something that happened in the 80s, bro. That was like 40 or 50 years ago. I mean, more than 50 years ago. Dang on near. Was it? Where we at? Yeah, was it? Well, actually 30 to 40 years ago, right? So 30, 40 years ago, with the advent of technology and social media, things have just like socially we have advanced and we've come into another type of knowledge and a type of fold in American culture, right? So you can't judge these people off what they were doing back in the day because we didn't have none of that back in the day. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that, you know, and I'm going to end on that, man. And like a lot of people just need to look in the mirror, you feel what I'm saying? And look at the Deep South and what was happening there, you know, back in those days. So there was a lot of things going on, a lot of things that were wrong. And if we're going to right these wrongs, we need to right every daggone wrong. You know what I mean? And it's going to have to be some reparations given out. But that ain't going to happen. So a lot of y'all need to shut up. How about that? But that's my 2 cents.